What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes? Welcome to a brand new episode of Cosplay Chris, and today it is a surprise cosplay announcement. This is something very different, very sporadic, very spontaneous. It's something I did not have in my initial 2020 cosplay lineup at the beginning of this year, that is for sure. But like I said, it was very sporadic, spur of the moment. I'm very excited, very happy about it. So the idea of this video today is just to essentially announce it, show you guys where I'm at, and the next time you will see an update video for this particular cosplay, it should be completed. And the reason why I'm actually doing that is because I feel like I just want to be in the moment with this cosplay. I don't want to have to worry about setting up cameras, shots, editing. I just want to be completely in the moment making this thing, because quite frankly, there is a bit of a backstory as to why I want to do that. So let's go all the way back to 2001. Holy shit, we are getting old. So what I have here is a Samurai Spawn figure from McFarlane Toys, and that is the cosplay that I'm announcing. And now, as you can see here, he is looking a little bit worse for wear. He is missing an arm, but it has actually come in my favor. I do have the arm in pieces over there, and it has been a godsend in terms of reverse engineering and deconstructing how this thing goes. So in terms of replicating everything here, I won't be doing that. This figure is purely inspiration, but for the most part, I'm gonna try and replicate most parts of the armor and the torso. So I actually got this figure back in 2002. The figure was released by McFarlane Toys in 2001. I saw it at EB Games, or back then it was called Electronics Boutique. That is how long ago it was. And I fell in love with this figure. Everyone who owns this figure or has seen this figure, or the actual Samurai line from McFarlane Toys, says these are one of the most detailed figures from McFarlane Toys ever, and the best quality ones. And I've got to agree, the detail on this figure is just beyond insanity. It is bullshit how much detail is on this thing. So this piece was in storage for years and years under the house in one of those big ass Tupperware containers. And it was actually a couple of weeks ago, I was under there, I think I was looking for some pieces of another cosplay and just some other trinkets that I had to pull out of storage to work on and also display. And I found this guy. The arm was off, like I said, it's in pieces over here, but it's been great to disassemble it and just see how everything works. I pulled him out of the Tupperware container and I thought, I'm gonna do a cosplay of him. And again, it was so spontaneous, and I love that because I haven't had that spontaneous creative spark in quite some time. So I had a damn good look at the figure in terms of what is involved. And from what I was seeing, it was going to be a lot of foam work, a lot of fabric work, some 3D printing, molding, casting, the stuff I love to do. So that is the figure. Here is where we're at today. Okay, so there is a lot going on here. This right here is my body scan that was milled out in foam. This is a resin head casting of yours truly. So the main starting point was the shoulder armor. This is EVA foam. This is actually the mats you can get from Bunnings, the yoga mat foams that all kind of join together like a jigsaw puzzle. In terms of the engravings, it was a wood burner kit from Bunnings, and I wish I had that thing when I was building Geralt, because it is just an absolute godsend. It has the right amount of heat, it has interchangeable heads and tools, so you can do impression stamps and also the carving with a lot more ease than a Dremel that can sometimes get caught on the foam and scuff the thing and quite frankly ruin your piece. So I've enlisted the help of my good buddy Henry Creations, who provided that amazing stellar reference of the Geralt costume for my build. He's actually going to be doing the skull buckle and the skull cape clasp, because I am still tinkering with the idea to have the option of having a cape. Obviously the figure doesn't have a cape, but I would love to have a big old dirty red cape on this thing, you know, with a big old dirty collar, just like the comic books. Henry has just been amazing. He's kept me updated every step of the way. As you can see right here, this is what the skull buckle looks like, and it's a dead ringer for the actual figure. So that will be 3D printed in ABS plastic. I'll do the cleanup work, the body work, take a silicone mold, and probably do cold castings and also powder embedded resin castings. So there's a lot of options, a lot to tinker with, and that makes me so happy. So the actual mask itself is a 3D file, and I bought the file off Etsy. As you can see right here, it is based off the movie look, and I love that look. Again, the figure is serving as reference and inspiration. We're not going for this look 100%, so I am sending that file to Henry Creations. He's gonna do some things to it, add some tusks to it to make it look a bit more samurai, but still recognizable as Spawn himself. So actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this bad boy up against the workbench. I'm gonna get the camera and show you guys some nice close-up shots of exactly where we're at, what I'm going to be using, and what still needs to be done. Okay, so here's a nice close-up look at the EVA foam shoulder pads. you see right there, we've got to cover all that up. And I will be getting some fox fur. Fox fur, is that the problem? Fake fur. As you can see on the figure, he's got some fur coming out of his shoulder pads and other areas. So that will be going on the insides of the shoulder pads and along the perimeter here. So the under muscle structure was from the amazing Bruce of Napier's. I got some spare muscle pieces off him, the pecs and the abs. And this hex fabric is Yaya Han fabric from Spotlight that I contacted here down. And this is just a test piece. This is some red vinyl, and I'm just, you know, testing the idea of the torso insignia, the torso logo that Spawn has, the markings that he has. And this right here is pleather, and it's got the croc skin leathery look going on. And this is a thinner EVA foam. So I contacted here the pleather down to the EVA foam. And this right here is the stuff that I use for seaming the Geralt costume, but in a bigger gauge, that rubber stuff that you guys saw. These rivets have been glued in. I still have to go in and do the rope work on these pieces here, exactly like the rope work here. I've got to do my markings and make sure they all line up. And then I can go ahead and glue this down to the torso. So this is gonna act, I guess you could say, as torso armor. So I will have a underbody suit, much in the vein of this fabric, but also muscle shading and very in vein of Spawn's look. So this will be taken off completely. You know, you put it on, put it off. So it's not gonna be all glued down together, because I want this to be an easily accessible costume, but also movement wise, I want it to be nice and easy. So as you can see at the moment, everything's kind of just pinned in, and it's just a lot of trial and error. So I did glue down some nice velvet black rope along the underside of the pecs here, just for a bit more, I guess you could say, structure and symmetry, and just to make it look nice and neat. But overall, I'm very happy with what's going on so far. Here is the understructure for the shoulder pads. Again, EVA foam. This is some rubber slash foam you can get from Bunnings. So this stuff was in the same section as this stuff here. And that's pretty much where we're at, guys. Looking at this figure, we got a lot of work to do, but again, this is just inspiration. You know, I probably won't be replicating this. I'm going to be going for this look. I do like this streamlined, leaner look, so we'll be doing this on that side as well and try and replicate that horn. And of course, Henry's recreating that beautiful skull buckle and the cape as well. You know, I do want to have the option of having a cape on here. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Again, the next time you will see an update for this piece on the channel, it should be completely and utterly finished. A massive thank you to my good buddy Henry Creations for doing his amazing 3D printing work. Can't wait to see it all on the final costume, and it's just going to complement everything so well. Couldn't have done it without him. And of course, a massive thank you to McFarlane Toys, and obviously they'll probably be thanking me for spending so much money on their stuff back in the day. Guys, wherever you are in the world, have yourselves an absolute cracker of a day. I hope you're well, hope you're happy, be merry, be silly, and until next time, geeks, please always remember, cosplayers do it best.